Okay, I have never played Monster Sanctuary before. I have no idea what it is. I saw some of the screenshots when I was buying it on Steam, and it kind of looks like Terraria. Like it has that kind of FF6, like tall sprite style that I really, really like. So just graphically, I'm excited to check it out. But let's find out what kind of game it is. I have no idea. I've never booted it before. I don't know if the audio balance is going to be right. Let me know if it's too loud or too quiet. Gameplay. Do have a gamepad. Okay, I really like the look of the art. This looks even better than the screenshot I saw. Looks like it's a little quiet, so I'm going to turn it up here. English, difficulty, combat speed, screen shake, input, audio. This all seems fine. Okay. Timer off. Character visuals. Sure. Oh, I'm doing a lady character. Oh, I really like the font too. This game looks gorgeous. It's kind of like SNES era 16-bit look is my favorite, and I don't think it's just because of nostalgia, having played many, many games now in many different styles. I just think it always ages well, it always looks nice. Keeper Stronghold. Learn to raise and train monsters. Okay. Got it. Elemental creatures. Choose the familiar of your bloodline. Spectral wolf, spectral eagle, spectral toad, spectral lion. Actually kind of like the toad. I just pictures depends on if I pick a male or female avatar. Among the most prestigious monster keepers, there are 4 prominent old bloodlines tied to the Monster Sanctuary's history. Each of those bloodlines is aided by a spectral familiar. Ageless protectors of the family. I like the look of them. Oh, cool. Journey begins on the Keeper's Trail. This familiar bears the form of a spectral toad. Name your familiar. I guess if he's a toad, he's not a frog, right? Toto. Bless the rains. The only reason I'm helping you is the bond I share with your family. Most monsters are less inclined than me to help you. Raise your own monsters. So now I'm interested if I get to like name a bunch of monsters, I could name them after people in chat. That would be kind of cool. We'll see if it becomes a thing in an hour of play. If it does, I'll open a queue for it or something. Initiate a fight by contact. Okay. Nice. Oh, cool. I like that it has like a side-scrolling feel at the beginning, and then the combat is maybe more RPG-y. Oh, is this like Pokemon? I mean, obviously the monster catching is, but I wasn't expecting the combat to be. That's kind of cool. I was wondering if this was going to be like, you know, Monster Rancher, maybe. Cool. You just have a set mana cost, okay. Really like the damage numbers and like all of the effects in combat, like projecting how much damage you're gonna do. Colored damage numbers for the damage type. This is cool. If this is like what I've wanted for a very long time, is a Pokemon game where like the combat math is actually interesting and not like ultra degenerate and simple, where you just mash tackle over and over, then might be interested in playing the shit out of this game. Pokemon's one of those games that just actively makes me sad because it has all of this apparent depth to it, and you just like use your starter and you use their base attack on every enemy and you sweep everything in the whole game without trying. Hatch a blob. Hatched blob. Oh, cool. Okay, well, start with Mini Madness since they put this on the schedule. I don't know how many more of these I'll get, but I'll go ahead and open a queue here in a second. It's interesting, I can type delete, but I can't type the names when I'm using a controller. This is your first monster you hatched by yourself. I haven't done a viewer queue in a really long time. Type !monster if you'd like to have a monster named after you. Hey, thanks for putting this on your sublog, Minnie. This game seems to be extremely my shit already. I like the Metroidvania map, too. Arcane Bolt and Heal. Oh, and I love that it exposes the math, too. That's another thing, that Pokemon, for no reason, occasionally has really complicated math that is not conveyed at all. You have to, like, go on internet forums, go on Cerebi to understand how this shit works. And it, like, doesn't matter, so why would you, right? It's like, oh, stab. That shit even matters in Pokemon Go. I was going really hard on Pokemon Go for a while. It was really probably the best exercise I've had in my life, playing it for hours every day. I remember teaching all of the old ladies in the town that I live in who play Pokemon Go, like, how the combat math works, even though that's an even simpler version of it where you're smashing attack. Nice. Interested to see how the combo system works. I like this combat rating thing, where you get bonuses for using buffs and debuffs. That helps with the combat degeneracy problem. Like, if there's something in the game that incentivizes you to do something other than use your most powerful attack every single round. Ah, rare drops like monster eggs. Okay, that's cool. Young Keeper. The Keeper's Trail beginning. For all a man, beast, and sanctuary has beginning. It's a cute little worm. Hello, Rocky. So do I always get fully healed after every encounter? Oh, nice. This game might be my dream in terms of an RPG. Like, exposing as much information as possible, like telling you in a preview window whether or not the unit is weak against what you're using, what its current buffs are. Like, I've always held that the average life of a creature in an RPG is so short that you don't really have time to have interesting gameplay result from learning things like, oh, I guess that thing's immune to poison, right? Like, it's only gonna be alive for 3 more rounds. By the time you find that out, you've already wasted your turn trying casting poison. You could have just done the effective thing and spam tackle or whatever. Anything that errs on the side of perfect information, I prefer in this space. Nice. 3.5 turns. Went better. 40% rare loot chance. No egg. I think that's genius to make the egg drop a function of how well you did in the combat, as opposed to just you beat them. They clearly thought about this game a lot. Was this like Kickstarted or something? Or has this developer made anything else? It's just like... Oh, that's kind of cool. Neat. We have these vital rings. I didn't even check these before. Okay. Already has a monster keeper. Did you find some equipment? Unai. Oh, it looks like this one has a skill point that I can spend. What? This is great. This game is extremely my shit. Oh, passives. Oh boy. Mana proc. Every attack triggers an additional hit equal to 50% of max mana. Taunt. 10% chance to apply poison. I'm not really living for, but this is great. Let's get that. I think that means, I don't know if that means every attack that they have as a passive, or it's specifically the ones on the tree like Bubble Burst, but I'm interested to find out. Oh, am I gonna get like progression abilities at some point? That's cool. Every single one of your monsters has a special ability. Ah, some can be used to get rid of certain obstacles. You might encounter some destructible walls like the one behind me. Use monster ability. That's cool. I'm just gonna be gushing over this game constantly. Like, I guess the fear is that it has these really cool ideas at the beginning and then they like run out of budget and it doesn't get to keep doing this for 30 hours or whatever, but the basic structure that I'm seeing in this so far is outstanding. Like, this is the kind of thing that I think about very often. How do you fix Pokemon? Oh, there's that little max mana hit coming in at the end. Okay, good to know. So is combo accruing, is that literally based on number of hits? Like multi-hit attacks, basically? I think it is every attack does damage based as a function of my max mana. Okay. That's better. I think that their solution for catching monsters or getting the eggs is like completely genius. Like the Pokemon method of reduce them to low health and then cast sleep on them or whatever is like, it creates so many perverse incentives. And it makes certain fights just feel bad. Like, it does not feel fun to catch a legendary Pokemon, right? Bracelet. Mana regen. Oh, nice. Acid Rain applies armor break. I do get points for doing debuffs, so I might want that. Increases the mana regeneration of the party by 10%. Wow. So I wonder if, like, when you catch another slime, it might start with a slightly different skill tree loadout. Like, it might already have points in Acid Rain and Slime Shot instead of Heal and Arcane Bolt. That's kind of cool. Let's try to get the debuff. I think already, like, Pokemon should have transitioned a long time ago to having every battle should be like a double or triple battle. Like, one-on-one is just not... You already have such a shallow combat environment that just makes things worse. Keeper's Stronghold versus Keeper's Trail. Give me a bird. Acid Rain. I think the fact that you're already working with a party in this game, and oh, I love the little arrow. Just when you're like hovering over it, before you even select it, you know that they're weak against it. The fact that you're starting with a party here is really nice. Because then you can give them stuff like, you know, maybe you have a monster that's main purpose is to just buff the other monsters passively without actually doing much damage by itself. If I had won the previous turn, I probably would have gotten a 4-star there. I still got a 4-star. Walnuts. Yeah, because I feel like the way catching Pokemon works is the opposite of making you feel good for having done a good job. It's like, it's just work, right? When you're trying to fight a legendary Pokemon, you get there and you throw 700 Ultra Balls at it after it's at low health. You don't really feel anything. Here, it's like, I think if you get a really, really high rare drop modifier from doing the encounters smartly, and then you get the egg, that's gotta feel great. Here you're more likely to catch it by, like, beating it quickly instead of putting it to sleep and just sitting there for half an hour. So all monsters have some kind of inherent MP regeneration, it looks like. Oh, and it tells me that it protects against that status effects. Nice. Hey, Magma Pillar Egg. Cool. So I'll just, not a lot of folks are in the queue, which is fine. I'll just, anyone, if you would like to have a monster named after you, type !monster in the name you'd like. I'll move through the queue, and then if we have an empty queue, I'll just pick people in the chat at random. So Dark Bob, you are a caterpillar. Congratulations. Cute. Starts with 2 skill points, okay. So I need all 3 of these to get to the next tree. I'll try to focus on a tree then. Increases mana by 7, which will make this do slightly more damage, so I guess I'll grab that first. 2 skill points. Starts with Ignite, Magic Plus, Burning Desire. Apply shield to the party when enemy receives burn. That's delightful. I feel like another big challenge is trying to make your status effects also non-degenerate. You don't want, like, poison and burn and bleed to all basically just be the same thing, right? Because that gets really boring really fast. So it looks like burn maybe already does something different, but then the synergistic abilities in the skill tree make it do something special compared to other status effects, which is cool. So is there just like a set chance to crit, basically? Ow, 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 ow. Still gets armor break. And it can be affected by more than one status effect at the same time. Shows you crit chance on the stats page. Okay. Nice. Because the burn effect landed. So that might encourage you to not kill an enemy. To make sure that can land. Helmet and green gem. Okay. I'd be really interested after playing more of this game to kind of see what, I guess this mana regen hasn't really mattered so far, so I'll pick this up first. I'm curious to see, like, what the devs have said about this game, if they've done any, like, not manifestos, but have they talked about why they did things the way they did? Because orb is magic damage. That's cool. Morning Star specifically penalizes magic. Okay, cool. They seem to have a lot of ideas here that are things that I just am thinking all the time when I'm playing RPGs. Like, oh my god, I wish there was more perfect information. I wish the UI did more. I wish the game did a better job of incentivizing different abilities. I wish there was more synergy in between attacks. I see. So can I change which of my teammates is active for using progression abilities? And maybe that changes when I get different monsters later. Making them what they wanted Pokemon to be. Got some cool ideas around equipment. Crit ring. The game is very effortless to, like, browse if you're trying to go through the menus. Sword Kitty. Cat Zerker. Cool. Select level. Oh. So the lower level version of the spell you might still want to use because of the lower mana cost? I'm basically in heaven right now. I can understand if this game isn't for everybody, if everyone doesn't want to play a Pokemon type game, but separate from it being a pretty good take on Pokemon, it's doing RPG stuff really, really well. They resist that, so... You can rearrange your abilities? Not really giving Burn a chance to proc. Oh, yeah, I guess the reason I brought up this game aligns with a lot of my complaints about RPGs. The other thing is that it restores you to full after every battle. Because, like, the idea of having to go back to a save point to heal or go to the Poké Center or whatever, like, Just give the resources back and then calibrate the difficulty of encounters around having all of your resources, you know? So it's not a 60% chance for rare loot, it's 60% increased chance for rare loot, right? Okay, we can't get past that yet. Choose following monster. Oh, I can change these. Break hidden walls, move heavy blocks, burn vines and kindle torches, activate water orbs. Dude, okay, I'm gonna go back to that vine then, now that I know that I can do that. I was getting a free DLC next year. I think the decision to like try to have like a Metroidvania map to explore is also a really cool one. That probably required way more work. They could have just like loaded this up in RPG Maker or something and kind of had the same combat system and just dropped the world progression idea. But to me, this already works way better than like, you know, trying to get cut or flash or whatever. And I like that the progression abilities are bound to the monster and not... Because like Pokemon eventually moved, or even originally had HMs as... You get the HM and maybe you put it on your Pidgey or whatever. But you didn't get access to new areas because you caught a Pidgey. I wonder if the different progression abilities have some design space around like what things they're allowed to open. Like I could see like the Cat Zerker's slash ability being able to cut vines, but not light torches, obviously. I'll let the burn do some work here. Since I get XP for having health at the end, I'm curious how much that matters compared to the bonus from ending the turn. Or ending a turn earlier, you know? Nice. I like that it's a chance to get the good loot, too. It's not just guaranteed. Oh, I see. Level 10, 20 plus. Okay. But I think I do need all three of them to be able to go into this next tree when I get there. Now I have time to dive into some of the other trees first. Okay. Cool. Walnuts. These like stat boosts? Cool. Oh, that's neat. They have like 3 food slots. It's kind of like an equipment thing. Okay. And you can override. Gotcha. Like how is that different from an equipment buff? But I guess it is in that you can replace them over time and that you lose the older buffs. I feel like the catch rate is pretty perfect right now. Because I feel like that's another problem with Pokemon, is that because of the catch mechanics, you can always catch, basically always catch the first instantiation of a Pokemon. So like, I guess the dream would be that every time you see a Sandshrew, that you're excited about seeing a Sandshrew, or at least that you're excited about seeing Sandshrews more than exactly one time, right? And in every Pokemon game I've played, I catch the first one I see, and then after that, a Sandshrew is... I get angry, because it's like, oh, I wish that was something else that I hadn't caught already, you know? I'm sure I'll get tired of Cat Zerkers at some point, but... Good. I think the burn will kill the cat in the back. Nice. Love that shield meter too. It's looks good. Oh, this is kind of cool. And I can also choose my turn order. So I could try to pick turns that are the most advantageous. Very cool. Antidote. Combo healing. Healing actions trigger an additional heal on the monster with the lowest health equal to 30% of its magic value. I also feel having these like skill trees for individual monsters gives them a lot of design space to like... So like this tree here with Arcane Bolt and Bubble Burst, I assume this is just drawing on like a set of skills that they made in the game, but there's like hundreds of those. And so monsters could represent a remix of these different sets of skills. Like Pokemon, it's like... It's kind of that in that it's a remix of the 4 legal skills that they're allowed to learn, which is usually kind of the same across all Pokemon of the same elements. But I feel like the short version is this leaves an opening to make an individual monster way more interesting than any random monster in Pokemon. I'm curious if like everything becomes viable at some point, or if something like a slime you're just going to have to drop eventually, that it's not going to keep up with comparable monsters anymore eventually. Magic proc, every attack triggers an initial hit equal to 30% of magic value, not max MP, but magic value. And do I have a source of plus magic? I do. Okay. I like those because that's just free damage on top of whatever else it is that I'm doing. All monsters in the power deal 5% more damage as a passive aura. Cool. I don't think I've encountered something in this game that I don't like yet. I think I just really like this so far. No complaint, no notes. Oh, is this like Pandora's Box, defense plus 12, receive a random buff at the start of the combat. The monster can still receive another instance of that buff normally. No kidding. Did it say that I had one that could do Bubble Burst? Cute. Potions. Combat consumables. Get to that. I feel like this game also kind of threads the needle of like grinding. Like I feel like I could go into a room and just run back and forth until I fight enough cat zergers that I get the cat zerger egg drop. But I also feel pretty confident that I'll just get it eventually through normal play, right? If I'm in a hurry, I could try to rush it, but it's not that big of a deal. Chests are exciting too. Ribbon. HP plus 10, mana plus 20. Oh, and this has an orange outline because it's rare? Okay. There's fluid in mountains, great mighty and cold. Only place for any creature that lives in peace with its nature. Ooh. Well, Sasquatch. Yowie. Fun. I like the creature design in this too. Like, I like that they kind of have to try to fit them into a fairly small space in terms of pixels. Ooh, they've got some kind of passives there. I love their taking damage animation, that's great. Buff info. Oh, I can see what it is. Active skills require less mana. Okay. I guess the imperfect information comes from not knowing what the enemy's actions are until they use them. But I feel like that's a nice, like, balance. I can still see their health. I can see their elemental weaknesses. Thank you, shields, from everybody being on fire. Does overkill damage count towards your combat result at the end? Execution. Oh, I got my first 5-star. Cat Zerker egg. A. Alright. Like, it's factored into execution if you overkill. I'm interested to know. I think that they just have as many skill points as they are different from level 1, which is nice. Crit chance up. Physical damage. Attack plus. Critical hits applied bleed stacks equal to 20% of the damage dealt. Buff. Bleed. Deals damage at the start of the turn based on the applying attack. Then half the bleeding stacks are removed. Okay, so let's just confirm how is that not degenerate with burn? Monster receives damage based on own attack or magic value, whichever is higher at the start of each turn. This game is basically like, play that gif of Antonio Banderas like leaning back after looking at the computer. Just play that on a loop. That's my response to Monster Sanctuary. Okay. Oh wait, hold on. Is my combat party... I guess we'll see once we get into a fight. Hey, old guy. What's up? Old Burren. Brought you a new student. She hatched her first monsters. Call me old man. Old woman? I have a name, you know. Let's battle to see if you're worthy of the title. Oh, it's my first. Always observe your enemies carefully. Some say the outcome of battle is decided before it begins. As I raise those blobs myself, they're stronger than the ones you've seen so far. Their level is much higher. You can also see the weaknesses and resistances of your enemies. Blobs are weak to wind. That's cool. So I kind of like that it's 3 monsters, but you get to pick from your reserve at the start of combat, and that doesn't consume an action. I think that being able to freely swap is always something that I put a lot of value in. Oh, I'm selecting which ones I want to use. Okay. Cool. Oh, there is a shitty basic attack, but why would you ever use it? I love that this doesn't even show you this menu at the start. You have to, like, pop over here. And I can look at their stats and weaknesses without targeting. Okay. That's the combo counter. Every action you do in combat will increase the combo counter based on how often you hit your enemies, or healed or buffed your allies. Resets after every turn. Try to act with your weaker defensive or assisting monsters first, and use high hit count actions. That's neat. Okay. Sure. I didn't even consider that earlier. About to beat me up. I get as many of them debuffed here as I can. Nice. The dream. Ooh. Really trying to fish for that crit, but let's just do the double damage. Oh, I should have done the acid rain first. Oh well. So the combo applies to the entirety of the action, but if I do a 5-hit action, it's only going to benefit from the combo that I had built before I initiate the 5-hit action, right? It's not like hit 2 benefits from hit 1, hit 3 benefits from hits 1 and 2. I think that's right. Keep him from healing here would be good. Basic attack. Now I'm getting low on MP, which is nice. I'm excited that I can't just do this forever. I guess now that makes the mana regen make a little bit more sense too. Hey, big crit at the end there. 6 turns isn't great. Yeah, okay. Hey, I got a blob egg though. Nice. Walk the Keeper's Trail, you defeated my monsters. To become a proper monster keeper, you need to complete one more test. If your monsters have any free skill points, use them now and use them wisely. The Ancestral Tome of Blob Handling, the Hidden Place of Monster Sanctuary, a guide. Now what I don't yet know is... Oh, can I only save and quit? Is there no save scumming in this game? Oh man. That's great. I think auto-save and save and quit should be how basically every game works. I hate knowing that I could save scum if I wanted to. Like, just don't let me. I assume that means that often tells me that the developer has designed the game in such a way that I'm not gonna worry about like missing something. Yeah, let's try the real test. It's a little robot. Not so little robots. Powerful monsters are described as champions. They have more health, do more damage, and can act multiple times a turn. Yeah. I think that's a thing, like, if you want to have an interesting boss enemy that's a single enemy, it has to get multiple turns. This is something they realized in Dungeons & Dragons a while ago. Show me what you're made of. That little champion. Increased health, attack, and mana regeneration. Can act multiple times per turn. Ignores 25% of the target's defense damage reduction value. Really would love to get this crit here. Yeah. Early bleed seems great. Ouch. I've always like wanted to have a gym in a Pokemon game put up any kind of fight at all ever. Let's do Bubble Burst, I guess. Really trying to fish for that bleed. Probably got to put more points. I like the shield mechanic. Magical damage, water damage. Oh, that shield effect is not fucking around. Damn. Come on, bleed. Give me a big crit. Ah. I like that healing spells and buffs contribute to your combo. Like one of the problems with RPGs is that probably the most degenerate factor is that damage always wins. There are very few games where like actually focusing on buffing, debuffing, and healing it does anything other than waste your time, right? But I like that the heal is a 4-hit heal, so it increases your combo and also increases the damage of anyone who goes after the person who heals. You're not just like standing still, right, or running in place, which is how it feels a lot of the time. I'm gonna have mana problems in this fight. I'm super excited for that. I cannot get that crit for the life of me. I'm gonna end up using the other attack, and I'm gonna get a crit on the first try. You can feel it. One second, sorry. Oh, I did that in the wrong order also. Oops. Big nasty shield. Shoot, I keep forgetting to not do that first. That's so alien to me that, like, the order matters. I'm also curious to see if this game spent any time in early access. Like, I'm interested to see how much changed based on, like, feedback, too. Man, that is a hefty shield. You're not screwing around with that. I like that the shield mechanic makes it so that I have to worry about standing still here by just not doing enough DPS to keep up with them. A lot of RPGs I've played, if they even have a shield mechanic in the first place, will like nerf it such that you can only have one source of shield. But it looks like you can keep stacking shield in this one. Maybe the limit is like equal to their max health total or something. This is my last try to get a crit. I'm gonna get the crit when it's almost dead. Shit, I went early again. Damn it. Could stop doing that. This is one where that thing that gives your whole party shield every time burn procs would be really good. I'm just not using it because it said this guy is strong against fire. Dome rain. Ow, 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 ow. Definitely gonna get 0 on turns here. It crit, god damn it. Beautiful. I wonder if I could get an egg from that thing in that fight. Nice. The skill points are so much more interesting than getting a level up in Pokemon. Like, I do not give a shit about any Pokemon leveling up ever, except when it evolves. And then as soon as it evolves, I throw it away. Unless if it's my starter, and then it's the thing that sweeps everything. So looking forward to every level up is pretty exciting. Keeper Rangers have been finding an unusual amount of champions around the Sanctuary. Received letters by Vero mail from rangers who are stuck in the distant reaches of the Sanctuary, fighting champions. Mountain Path Key. Feeding your monsters. Apples and potatoes. Boost their stats. Monster only profits from the last 3 food items you gave to it. Yeah, that's cool. That's a neat way to make food non-degenerate from equipment. And it looks like the game throws enough food at you that you may as well keep your team buffed up. Because what else are you going to use the food on, right? Health up, mana up, crit damage up. Potatoes. Health hasn't really been a problem yet. I'll try to focus on... more like DPS-oriented food for now, if I can find it. Oh, there's another thing up there. One of the monsters must give me some kind of... What's the Catzerker's ability? Breaks hidden walls, cuts through vines. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought it was going to be. Oh, cool. So whatever their progression ability is, it draws from a list of progression things. Very cool. Oh, I think this was just the... Oh, there is an exit down here I haven't been through. Right. Spikes, and then there's a door here that I can't get through, right? A shrinking ability I might get eventually, maybe? Ah, thank you, map. Off the beaten path. Helmets. Oh, right, I should equip my... Oh, I should level them up, too. I'll do that in a second. You can have the Morning Star because you have no magic, so that's perfect. It's the perfect weapon for you. There's like this design fantasy in Pokemon of like, oh, I'm gonna make a team that's versatile and can handle, you know, whatever gets thrown at it, and then it doesn't matter because your starter's gonna sweep everything. But here I feel like the composition of your team might actually matter quite a bit, which is cool. Applies barrier to the whole party, applies regeneration to a random monster. Interesting. Toto, a toad. Let's see. Magic rating up. I feel like I should have taken this sooner. That would have helped with that last fight. Seems pretty good for the boss fights, the champions. Health up. Oh, now I have 2 chances to crit. First hit of ability has a 20% increased crit chance. That's probably the one that I should have picked up if I was going to try to use Slash for bleed stacks. So yeah, this is another thing that, like, the skill tree, it really feels like they thought about it for each of these monsters. Or at least for each of these trees. I'm assuming that, like, the trees get remixed across different monsters. But you can kind of see how each of the abilities, like, synergizes with the abilities in the tree, which is nice. I like playing video games and looking at the abilities and options and getting that, like, oh, I see what you did there moment of understanding how the developer wants me to use the abilities that are on offer, you know? Okay, I can get further down here, so I'll come back later with progression abilities. I keep wanting to go past those spikes. I guess if they added a little thing to the mini-map, like a little icon of the thing that was blocking you, that would be a nice add. But I don't think, like, mandatory for the game to work or anything like that. I don't know if I think my Pokemon in reserve are getting, they're still getting XP. Whatever I hit, I'm just gonna kill it, so. Probably should have killed the cat. Because it had the armor down debuff, and that one wasn't a tick damage from burn, but that's fine. Nice crits. You'd love to see it. How dare you? Only I may do that. Got a gem. I like that there are rare things that you want other than just eggs, right? Phoenix Tears. Oh, Phoenix Downs, okay. First time on the Keeper's Trail. This is a teleporter stone. You can use it to travel quickly to other teleporters you find. Would you like to buy something? Sustain ring. Nice. A gem? 150G. Wonder if those chests are authored or procedurally generated. Thanks, game. I discovered that just from random button presses earlier, but I'm glad it got tutorialized somewhere. Alright, I should be able to get to that chest. Impact ring, crit damage up. You know where that's going. There's somebody else with like an impact ring right now. Crit ring. Should have moved that a while ago. I see, so any of these doors can be opened with that kind of key? Let's see. Oh my god, we're almost at time already. I'm over here like thinking that I still have like 30 minutes left. Oh, it's champion monster. That's a good thing to end on, I guess. Oh, I accidentally started combat immediately. I probably should have checked what the weaknesses and resistances are. Yeah, this party's probably fine. Let's go ahead and get a burnout. Fiery punches. Freezing punches. Oh, I love the little animation there. That was nice. After this turn, I'm going to see how switching works. I'm curious. It looks like burn is pretty good on champions. Hey, the poison landed. It's poison and burned, isn't it? Yes, it is. None of this can only be afflicted by one status effect at a time nonsense. Okay, so... Okay, I can switch monsters. And that's my turn after the combat starts. That's completely fair, I think. What is how is poison non-degenerate from burn and bleed? Receives damage based on own max health at the start of each turn. Okay, cool. Come on, crit! Yeah! That thing has every possible negative status. Well, there might be other ones that I don't know about, but all of the dots are on there. More dots. Sweet. Bandana +1. Oh, you know, we're putting that on the, I like the idea of having +1 variants of items, too. Putting that on the Catsurker, Kiri. Okay, future Marstead, I have no notes for you. This game, you'll be able to figure it out. It's probably going to be on your mind. Mini Madness, please keep this on your subblock. Put this on the voting spreadsheet. I want to play more of this. This game is really good. Like I said, I have no notes. I guess maybe putting things on the map that show you the obstacles that you weren't able to pass would be nice, but maybe there's an ability that does that later in the game. I'm excited to play very more. This game is super rad, and it is extremely my shit.